Welcome back to my mobile gaming quest, where I search for the best new mobile games every single day, and I document and share that journey with you guys right here on YouTube. And today it is time for us all to check out Throne Quest, and this game caught my interest initially because it sells itself on having over 150 items to find, which is always great. I like a lot of loot in my RPGs. It also says that it has over 90 different monsters to slay, and then lastly 11 different classes to explore. And I thought that sounded pretty great, so I downloaded it, and only then did I realize that this game is actually already out on PC and on the Nintendo Switch, and it has been for a while. And now, of course, it's also out on Android and on iOS. So today I thought we would spend a few minutes exploring this game and talking about what I like and what I dislike about it, and then we'll end this video off, as I always do, with an awesome nugget of mobile gaming news at the very end. Now, if you are on iOS, you will be paying $3 for this game. Indeed, it is a premium game on iOS. And on Android, well, right now we're playing a free demo of the game, which is a bit limited in the size of the game, so we won't be able to explore the full game, but it's plenty for this video. And then also on Android, you will be paying $3, just like on iOS, if you want to unlock the full version of the game. Now, the game itself is essentially a twin-stick shooter, so we've got our left side joystick here where we move around, and then on the right side, we have another joystick where we can shoot whatever weapon we've currently got equipped. So right now, we're shooting what looks like arrows, I guess, but if we have a look at our inventory, it's pretty unclear what it is we're actually shooting. Well, I guess it is arrows, but there are many different types of weapons. Basically, pretty much anything can be used as a weapon as far as I've been able to find, and at least anything can be equipped as armor pieces. It's kind of weird. So for example, if we wanted to equip this, I guess it looks like an earthworm, you know? If we wanted to equip that, we actually could, and it actually adds more defense than whatever this is. It looks like wood, I guess, so we're equipping an earthworm instead of wood. We actually unequipped a wrong item there, so let's see. We can drag, I think, as well. Drag and then release. Yes, there we go. So now, at least we're gonna get some more defense. This one also adds 2 in defense, and now we therefore have a total of 5 in defense, and then 26 in attack, which you guys can see over here on the left side of the screen. So it's a bit of a strange game. It is an indie game, and it mixes this RPG world with dungeon exploration and twin-stick shooting mechanics. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. It's also an open-world MMORPG, which I always like, and the game is really taking the whole idea of a sandbox to the fullest extent. As you guys probably also saw in the inventory, there's no descriptions of any items. We basically just have to try it out, you know, explore, see whatever happens, and then learn from our mistakes. And that pretty much goes for everything in this game. So I wonder what will happen if we pull this lever. Okay, so that opened the door over there. So I guess now we pretty much have to run back, you know, to see whatever is in there. I think there was a chest in there. So here's the chest. Let's see what is in here. We got a new weapon, it looks like. That's pretty cool. Oh, and we unequipped something, which was a bit of a mistake. Let's equip it again. Let's equip this earthworm. And now this is our 70 in damage. What? This is our new weapon, 70 in damage. We're definitely gonna equip that instead of our old weapon. Now, I do wonder if it actually looks different when we shoot with this one. And it actually seems it does. Look at us here throwing these axes. That's so cool. So now it should be no problem to deal with any of the creatures in here. I mean, 70 in damage going from 17. That's a pretty hefty increase, I would say. Now, I'm actually really enjoying the sandbox aspects of this game. The fact that the game is a bit hardcore is a welcome change on mobile, where pretty much anything I play these days, I feel like, is very easy, except for some, you know, retro arcade indie games that are always incredibly difficult, almost too difficult. But I'm glad to see that we can get some RPGs on mobile that are still a bit challenging, and where we still have to just run around and explore the world. That's pretty much the only thing I enjoyed doing in Skyrim, for example, just exploring all the caves in the game. I had so much fun with that, but the moment I had to do the actual quest, though, I kind of fell off a bit. I didn't enjoy it as much anymore. But we picked up something new here, a new type of item, which we can also equip, of course. So if we want even more attack, we can simply equip that instead of the earthworms. I really do wonder if these are meant to be earthworms. It's a bit weird. I mean, mentioning high-quality graphics and Throne Quest in the same sentence wouldn't really be fair. But at least the art style is very unique. It's very retro, to say the least. It just doesn't really do it for me. I don't know. There's something about it that's a bit off-putting. But at least the controls are very nice. Everything is very smooth, very easy. You know, the left side joystick works great. The right side joystick is very easy to aim with, making it incredibly easy to deal with enemies. And it's all very fluid in comparison to some of the RPGs on mobile that try to push for graphics instead. They can sometimes become a bit either over the top in the graphics, or they pretty much become slow to play. Or at least I find that movement sometimes feels a bit weird in RPGs on mobile. We don't have that here, but we also don't have controller support, which I know is gonna be a big no-no for a lot of you guys who love playing with your controllers. This game would be perfect with a controller, and I think the fact that this game is out on the Nintendo Switch really shows that as well. You know, this game could very easily have supported Bluetooth controllers on phones, but for some strange unknown reason, the developer just decided not to add that, I guess. I gotta say though, as an RPG fan, I am missing a bit of progression in this game. Where's my stat system? Where's my abilities? Where's all the good stuff in this game? I don't see that here. I don't get to experience it, at least not in the free version of the game. I don't think it's actually in there. So it's nice that we have lots of items. It's nice that we have lots of creatures to kill, but the combat could be more interesting. I am getting a bit bored with this combat, honestly. Now, it is fun because it's difficult, especially I imagine once we get to some high level monsters. Right now, we basically have a bit of an overpowered weapon, but prior to that, yes, it was difficult to survive, but the combat still wasn't that interesting. So I'm kinda disappointed that we don't have some proper progression or some skills in this game. Now, once we've dealt with some enemies and we've filled up our inventory, we basically want to try to find our way out of this dungeon as well. I would actually like to get out right now if I could, so we could go back to town, save the game, you know, before we die, because we've progressed so much just in this short little video already. So if you can get back to town, in there you can sell the items that you're not gonna use, and you can buy new equipment pieces, you can buy new potions, and then you're pretty much ready for your next adventure. And this is the world map. So we are somewhere out in the waters, it looks like right now, in the bottom left corner of the map. So I guess we might actually be in a dungeon underwater right now, which is kind of cool. But I really would like to find my way out now though, and the only way to do that is to just explore more of the dungeon. But if you buy the full version of the game, you're gonna get a really big world to explore, as you guys can imagine. You've already seen me running around here for quite a while, just in this one little dungeon, which is included in the free version of the game. Then just imagine how many dungeons and how big of a world there actually is to explore in the full version. The question is, of course, if this game is actually worth the $3 it's asking for. I think it might be worth your money if you enjoy twin-stick shooters, but just like me, you found that most twin-stick RPG games on mobile tend to have some sort of rogue-like element or rogue-lite element to it, which you might not like because you have permadeath in those games. So if you've been looking for something that doesn't have permadeath, but that still has that twin-stick shooter gameplay, but set in an RPG setting, then this game might just be perfect for you. And I think it might be worth its asking price, especially if you've liked what you've seen so far in this video, because overall, I feel like Throne Quest is a decent RPG game with an interesting twin-stick twist on this dungeon crawler type of gameplay, and one that I feel could become really great given a few more updates. But here's the thing though, that's unfortunately just not gonna happen because this game hasn't been updated in over a year at this point. It does not seem like it's in active development anymore, so you'll just have to take it for what it is. You will have a great time with the game, I think, if you enjoy these types of games, just as long as you're aware of how hardcore it actually is, given that there's no item description and we're pretty much left to explore the world and figure out everything on our own. That's my take on the game, but let me know what you think, Nimble Nation, in the comment section down below, and I will then now jump straight into the mobile gaming news of the day, which is that while Google hasn't released any sales numbers for Google Stadia yet, it seems they might have sold over 100,000 copies in the last 2 months alone, which I think is pretty impressive considering that, first of all, the service isn't fully out yet, and secondly, Google still has to prove that they can really attract game developers to the platform before it makes sense for the vast majority of gamers to join as well. I'm still just sitting here waiting for the free version of Stadia to release. I think that's where Google will see the biggest surge in users, because if I can get to play games without needing to buy a monthly Stadia subscription and without buying a beefy PC or console, that's a pretty good deal, honestly. So I will be eagerly waiting, but let me know what you guys think about Stadia and all the other streaming services coming out these days. Are you excited about any of them, or will you stick to your traditional native mobile games? In any case, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you're new around here, that you'll subscribe for some more mobile gaming goodness like this. And then, until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.